Encore acoustic. This is the one that has had a lot of dings and damages to the top. There's a little hole there that I filled in with super glue. It's level now. As you see, it's not polished though. Another one that I filled in with super glue. It had a chunk taken out of there and it's flat now, but also you'll see, let me just show you, if you can you see those gouges, dents that are not, they're below but they're not quite through the thing. They've also had a gouge there, and this one I think, and there's several gouges there which I think you can see. Now there's one there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to skin it. I've never skinned a guitar before, so this will be interesting. Well, this should be fun. Let me just see, acetone, some acetone and a tissue, and the acetone is going to clean the top of any grease. As I say, I've never done this before, but I presume that this is to do it. I have done something similar to it. I can't remember what it is that I've done similar. Not in the way of skinning something, but sticking something on like this. The only thing that, well, there's a whole lot of things that I have to watch out for. That's acetone, and that's to get any sign of grease off. And I presume what we would do, I could be a glue sniffer. I presume what we should do, and this is what I'm going to skin it in. I presume what we should do, there's a dirtier part of the down there, so I'm going to put that at the bottom so it's more seen. Try to get a circular, but I presume what we should do is put it on one end and work our way up, and then cut around the bridge, and then cut around the neck. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use this contraption as a knife, and because you can change the blade quite quickly on it by just snapping off the old blade. And I think that I see a little bit of a dinge on the second one, so I'm going to give two little snaps. That gives me a really sharp. So as they say, here goes nothing, like. So I presume what I'll do is I peel off this end. It cost me £12. Digital printing media. Can you see that? I don't know whether you can see that or not with that setting. But digital printing media. And let's see what it does. It's thinner than the paper, obviously. Much thinner than the paper. So I am presuming it's very sticky. And if I let it fall on itself, it's going to ruin everything. So let's give myself a little bit of room there and start sticking. Whoa, I'm committed now. I'm committed. I'm committed now. Try to keep bubbles out of it. Keep bubbles out of it. Oh, it's stiff when it goes down there. What do I see there? Automatically I have an issue. I see a little lump. What is that little lump? I don't know. I'm just going to have to suffer it because I don't know what that little lump is. So I'm going to cut more than I need around the bridge. Right. Let me just see. I'm going to cut the bridge. Let me feel where the bridge is. It would be a fancy shaped bridge. Why is it not just an ordinary shaped bridge? Okay. This is where you could make an awful mess and wreck everything. Let me just see. Very, very sticky stuff. I imagine it's the same kind of stuff they put on cars. Right, okay. This is harder to do than I thought. Okay. I'm saying okay because that's just me saying okay. I don't know whether it's okay or not. Right, okay. See, I did it again. Right. Now, lift up. Gosh, that's sticky. Right, okay. And I've got into myself in a bad habit of saying right, okay. So I have to stop that. Right, okay. I'm going to say nothing now. Because I've caught myself in a bad habit. I think I'm going to have to be fussier about this than I imagined. I thought I could just sort of stick around the edges and get away with it, but I don't think I can. I've shut up now because I don't like finding myself with habits that I don't appreciate. Saying throwaway words like right, okay. What does that mean to anybody? Okay. Did it automatically. Actually, I'm talking to myself, I think. Right, let's see if we can take it further on up take the ball further on up the pitch without getting... Gosh, that's sticky. Most dangerous thing, I suppose, is stretching it and bending it, and then you can't get it flat. But it's a very strong material from what I see. I liked what the company had. The problem is it took 6 weeks to deliver, and the company is just an English company, and I was not happy having to wait that long for it, although I didn't need it. But I just thought, after 6 weeks you're saying, what the hell? That's the British Post Office for you. The Royal Mail. I'm not a happy puppy with the Royal Mail. They delivered something to I get dozens and dozens of deliveries. Dozens of deliveries. And no problem. But not when it comes to the Royal Mail. The Royal Mail. We can't deliver your product today because nobody was in, and they'll leave it at your door as long as they can see your face. Well, that's perfectly fine, except for Amazon doesn't do that. Doesn't force you to be in to get a delivery. So that's a bit of a nuisance, and I'm never in the place that I get delivered to. So that's a bit of a pain. Concentrate on what you're doing, Austin. Right, okay. Well, that's good. Because it doesn't matter if I have a gap there. But it does matter. Going up the side of the neck is going to be fun. Because... let me just see. What do we got? Let me just do a slice down there. And a slice down there, and I still have my fingers, and can go, and that can go, and there's not any bubbles. So far so good, but this is probably, apart from that, this is going to be an awkward boil. I wonder if anybody has ever wrapped a car out there in YouTube land. Have you ever wrapped a car with this stuff? Have you ever heard of wrapping guitars? I never knew you could do it, but there's all sorts of wraps out there. And it hides a lot of sins if it's not too hard to do. So I might be tempted to do this on more than just this throwaway guitar. This is an Encore, as I said. It's a nice little Encore. It works well. And I've already restricted its market by putting a Union Jack on it, especially in Northern Ireland, where it's a sin to be British. But we'll see how it goes. I'd be quite happy to, if it looks good, to keep it just as an ornament on the wall. Now, that's it right up to the end. Now this I think is going to be the easy bit. The hard bit's going to get the edge looking good. And how I'm going to do that, I don't know. I really don't know. I have all sorts of thoughts about holding a Stanley knife and working around it like that there and keeping it smooth. But I really don't know how we like for battery and things like that there. There is still a couple of little dents. Even though I cleaned it with acetone, it's still come up. These scissors, I know, boring scissors subject. These scissors were covered in rust. They were at the bottom of a man's toolbox, and I was given them. And I steeped them in vinegar. And the reason why I bothered was because these are scissors that are high quality scissors. They really are good scissors. So look how well they cut on an upward surface like that. I have some brand new scissors. Those there, they drive you nuts. They don't cut anything. But my mate Chris Blair gave me those scissors. His father passed away many years ago. They gave me a box of goodies, and that was in them. The other goodies were a electric sander, electric saw, electric drill. Now Chris is my mate, and I do his guitars for him. He still gives me money for them, even though I don't ask him for money. But he's like that. He's a professional. Now what I do see is I have cut it too short there. I can see a little bit of body, but I think that if I use a navy blue pen just to go around it, then I think I can get away with that. And just make it a feature. Right, okay. I said it again. Right, okay. I donate £5,000 to charity every time I say right, okay. Right, okay? Yeah, like hell, £5,000. God. I'm so happy. My car payments, I've only owed £2,000 on my car. And it's going to take me 2 years to pay that off, so that's how happy I am. But it's down from 8,000 when I first bought it. How I'm going to cut that inside thing, I don't know. But let me work on this bit. Let me put my other glasses on, which I can see closer. Let me just check for bubbles. No bubbles. Okay. So that worked well. I suppose if you're really keen to do this, you'd wrap your guitar before you put a bridge on or anything like that there. Or, you know, if you're really doing this for somebody's guitar that was special, you know, you'd have to say, well, oh no, you couldn't. You couldn't take the bridge off and put it back on again. You couldn't do that because it'd be too much messiness, and the bridge might come off again if it got stuck on the adhesive. So it has to be done like this, but better than I'm doing it, although I'm not unhappy with the way I'm doing it. But I'm sure Rosa. What is it? God, mind Brad. Rosa Stringworks. He's brilliant. He's got the patience of Job. He's helped me on a couple of occasions. I've asked him questions and he come back to me and he's very, very good at helping out. Now, are you going to stay there? Let me just look at something round and soft. Right. If I find that those are going to come up, the edges of it, I might put a little bit of super glue around the edges to keep it held down. All right, okay. Right, okay. There's £50,000 I owe. I wonder what bad habits I have that I'm not. One of the things that annoys me is the fact that I can't breathe very well through my nose. And I think I've said this before. When I'm on the YouTube, I breathe through my mouth, and sometimes it goes that type of thing. And I think that it takes me longer cutting out the breathing through my mouth noises than it does to fix the guitar. I did a video tonight which is uploading as we speak. I have very slow broadband. Maximum I can get is 10, but the upload is only 5, and this is a 5 gigabyte upload. But it's uploading now, but this one has given me a bit of grief that I'm uploading because it was 3 hours long of video, and you really have to cut it down. You really have to do something to get it reduced in size. Nobody wants to sit for even an hour, I think. I think I'm going to make 2 cuts. I'm going to make a cut a 1/4 of an inch away from the guitar. I'm using my hand, my finger, as a sort of a guide to see where the finger is, so I don't go close to the guitar. Right, nice sharp blade. Right, and do it up there. I was talking to somebody the other day about throwaway words. Oh yes, my niece, she's a wonderful girl. My niece, she's a very intelligent girl, so you can talk to her about things like literature and grammar, and she's in her 30s, I think, or something like that there. But I was talking, she is my niece too. She's not anything else. She's my niece by my brother. Some older men say this is my niece when it's not their niece. Lucky man. I mean, sorry. But I was talking to her about grammar, and there's an awful lot of words we use which are unnecessary words, but they're sort of necessary for etiquette. Like when you've been on the phone with someone and it's time to stop, you go, well then, and or well, it's really been nice talking to you. I don't know what else. There's a whole lot of expressions like that there that we use which are really just throwaway words. And you could just say, okay, finished talking now, so talk to you again another time. I know that sounds ultra rude, but is that going to stay on? What should I do? Should I let it sit, and does this stuff dry on? Does it fix on? I don't know. Should I let it dry before I try to cut it? Is there such a thing as letting this sticky stuff dry, this adhesive? I don't think there is. I'm going to cut the hole wider. I'm going to keep 1/4 of an inch there to the hole too. It's amazing how these things are very noticeable. If you make a mistake on them, people will spot the mistake quicker than they'll spot the rest of the guitar. So you have to be, there we go. It's starting to look okay, isn't it? Have a look at that. It's starting to look okay. So what do I do? Let's just try it in the hole. Let's just try going along the edge of the hole and seeing if that will give me a nice edge. And if it gives me a nice edge, I'll do that with the outside of the guitar. Well, that was nice. Have to press not hard enough to feel the lacquer coming off, just hard enough to cut through the vinyl, if it is indeed vinyl. I don't know whether it is vinyl or not. That did pretty well. Let's hope it stays solidly down. Okay, so I'm going to do that the rest of the way around the guitar. So wish me luck. I still haven't got to the edge yet. I'm too cowardly. I'm still cutting away. Am I at the edge? Or am I... Right. I'm at the edge. I'm touching the guitar with my knife, but I'm not touching it enough to cut it. This feels good. I think I did something wrong there. No, well, I'm going to come back to the gain. I got the high gloss. You can get a matte finish as well. The problem with getting a matte finish is that you may have to then gloss it. Now the problem with getting a high gloss one is it's got a high gloss on it, but if I wanted the sides to stay really there and not move, will the adhesive keep and not peel away from the edges of the place? Or might I have to put a little bit of gloss on it at the edges? And I might be tempted to do that. Just be patient, Austin, and just take your time. Wow. 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 There's a couple of little things that I was trepidatious on, which I shouldn't have been. But let me just see. Well, let me just go back to the edges that I was a bit shaky on. I may hope my knife will be nice and sharp. Yeah, I was a bit nervous there. I think I made a little scratch. Was I a bit nervous here too? Yes, I was. No, and down the edge, I can feel it. Yeah, there was all around the edge here. I was a bit nervous. So I was trepidatious. Okay, that was good. Well. See, a couple of little mistakes. I think I might... Well, what do you think of that, eh? What do you think of that? I think I might go around it with a little drop of gloss paint on a brush just around the edges to stop the edges peeling off. Another little bit there was a little bit tender with. Right, just there. Right, no, maybe the whole back end I was a bit tender with. Right, that's better. Oh, that's better. Yes. Let me feel it. Can't have any hanging over the edges, because if you have anything out over the edges, then it's going to get caught. Now, what is that there? Is that... That's sticking out a bit. That could, oh right, it's a bit of glue or something stuck to the edge. I thought it was right. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll just find paintbrush around here, and in there, and then I'll go around black or I'm too hot, but if I put the heat off, I'll start sniffing because you all know about me complaining about my sniffing nose. That's not a blue enough blue. So it has to be black. If it was royal blue, I wouldn't matter, but it has to be black. Right, okay. No, that's not going to work, so I'll have to think of something else. But anyway, I'm happy. Look at that. Look at that. That's nice. And when I do the edges, it'll make it more permanent. And it's hidden a lot of sins. Okay, bye-bye.